Hello colleagues, Cormac Allen here. This is a quick demonstration video on formatting images for use on TU Dublin microsites. The first thing I want to do is to review 5 different image types on a typical microsite using the architecture website as an example. You can access the architecture website and indeed all of the new school websites through Study on the TU Dublin website homepage. The second thing I want to mention is the CMS Content and Features Guidance document, which has been developed by the web team. This is an excellent document and includes all the guidance you need on using the various website features. It also provides guidance on image sizes. As you will see, each image needs to be set to a different size to fit within each feature template. This guidance document is on the intranet under Web, and I've included the URL here. The third thing I want to show is how to use the Web Resizer app. This is a really handy tool and it's very easy to use. The last thing I want to show is how to upload an image to the Terminal 4 Content Management System Media Library and how to make a variant of the image. I will also refer to the really important issue of image accessibility and the importance of alternative text or alt text. There is an excellent guidance document on this on the web section of the intranet. So let's have a look at some images on the architecture microsite. So if you go to the home page of the TU Dublin website, go to Explore, go down to Schools and Disciplines, into Architecture and Built Environment, and that'll take you into the architecture home page. So the first image that we see here is a banner image, and that would be sized at 1960 by 600 pixels. That's 960 wide, so it's an oblong image. You can see that there's 5 images there, and each one follows the other. Each of those has been sized as a variant and uploaded to that web page. The next thing to look at is a feature box. So if I go to Study and Student Work, these are typical feature boxes, and we can look at how they are sized. They would typically be 263 by 263 pixels. The next one to look at is on the news section. So you can see here each news feature has an image associated with it, and these images are 308 by 275 pixels. And then the next one to look at is under People and Staff. So here are photographs of our staff, and they are sized at 422 by 320 pixels. All of this is explained in the CMS guidance document. And then the last one to refer you to, just to make a point, is on the campus page on our site. And you'll see here that I've integrated a Google Map and a YouTube video, and they are set at 600 pixels wide. And in order that images might fit neatly onto the same page, I'm applying a standard on our website of 600 pixels for images that are within web pages or within accordions. So that gives a sense as to the range of images. There's a few others there as well, but those 5 are the main ones, and we can look now at how to carry out some resizing on those. So before looking at the resizer tool, let's just refer to the CMS template and features document. So again, if you go to the home page of the website and we just go to search, the search feature is great. So I'll just do intranet and web just to see what comes up. Intranet A to Z. If I click on the intranet and I go to W for web, and there it is. That's the guidance page. This will be added to as we go along. There's that document on the accessibility guide, which is worth looking at. And the document we're interested in here is the CMS templates and content types. So if I click here, that'll open up the Word document. It just takes a little while for the images to generate on that. And so the first thing to look at is the banner. And I think if I go down here, to item 1. So there's the banners, and there's guidance on banner documents. You can see they're oblong, and there it is in 1920 by 600 pixels. I'll skip down now to feature number 7, which is the feature box. And then for microsites, the feature boxes are 263 by 263 pixels. And just scrolling down, I mean, that's what they end up looking like. You saw that on the architecture site. And the next one then is number 8, which is the news listing. And again, here's your typical news listing. And they are 308 pixels by 275 pixels. You can also have larger images that are integrated within the news feature, but our concern here is with the listing image. And then I think finally there's the people images, and again 422 pixels by 320 pixels, and it's really important that those images are all sized in the same way so that they all appear neatly as they appear on grids. So that's pretty much an overview of that document. So you should access that on the intranet, probably download a copy, although it's updated on a regular basis as new guidance is developed. So let's go to the resizer tool now. This is my Google browser. I use Chrome, and I've made shortcuts on this. So I have a shortcut to the old CMS and to the new CMS, and I've also got a shortcut to the resizer tool, which I use really frequently. So if I click on that, that should open my resizer tool. So this is a free app. I was guided to it by the web team. It's really brilliant, and you can upload a file. You can format the size of it and download a copy, and we'll have a look at that, at how that works now, and I'll refer to a large scale image that I'll then take through the resizing process. So this is a test image that I've set up. I'll show how to format this as a banner. And you can see there in the title I've given it its size there. It's 1748 kilobytes, 1.7 megabytes. So that's far too big for use on a web page, and we need to reduce that down in the first instance to make it a smaller image for the purposes of web usage. So I've gone back to the resizer tool here. So I'll just go choose a file, and I know that I put it in this folder. So I'll select that file that I've just shown you, and that uploads it here. So I'll upload the image. Again, it'll take a couple of minutes just to come up. Yeah, there you are. So there's two images here. This image on the right is the original. So you can see there it's 1.7 megabytes and 4,200 pixels wide. So clearly that's much wider than we need. And then this one is 96% smaller, but that actually is smaller than we need, and it's 400 pixels wide. So if I go down here, and I'll just make that 2,000, somewhat bigger than we need for the 1920 for the banner image. So I'm just going to apply that change. And again, it'll take a few seconds to regenerate. So what you see here is the image resized at 2,000 pixels wide. So I'm just going to download that image, and that goes to my download folder. So let's have a look at that now. So you'll see the two images here. The image on the left is the original image at 1.7 megabytes. And this image is the reduced image, OFT. So if I view that now as just go to details, we'll see that the first image is 1.7 and this one is reduced down to 262 kilobytes. So it's a fraction of the size, but it's still 2,000 pixels wide and suited now to upload as the basis for a banner image. So again, I'll go back to my Google browser and I use my shortcut here to the content management system. So that's really handy. It gets me straight in, and there's the architecture microsite there. So I want to go to the home page. So I'll go there to have a look at the content. and there's the banner slider. So if I just for argument's sake clear that first image there, and I go to select media, and I will scroll down here to the website and to architecture and to images. So these are the images relating to the home page. So I have lots here that are existing sliders, and I'm going to go to add media. So I'm just going to drag and drop that image that was reformatted. So it's the OPT, the optimized image there. And for the moment, I'll just call it a test. And for the description here, I will say a student at a computer. And that will tell people exactly what that image is. You could be more particular and say it's an architecture student at a computer in a studio. For the moment, we'll just call it a student at a computer. So I'm just going to save changes there. So the reason I called it a test is that it just appears on the top of the media library in that particular folder. So the next thing I want to do is to make a variant of that. So if I go to actions and I go to variant, we'll give the variant a name. So we'll say a test, and we'll call it banner. And the next thing is to go down to here to the crop size. So if I go to exact dimensions, you remember that we said it was 1920 wide by 600 high, and essentially that yes, there's that image there. So in sizing that, I want to keep the subject as close as possible to the top of the image, and let's scroll that across a little more. This can be a little bit fiddly. So I think that's pretty good. So you can see there I've used the this tool to crop out as much of the upper part of the image, and also to remove that visual clutter at the side here. So you're looking at the key information there. So having given that a name and size, I'm going to save that variant, and I'll just close that now. So if we want to then insert that as our first banner, I'll go to select media, go to a test. That gives me two choices, and I'll choose the test banner. So I'm just going to publish that, and we can go to a quick preview to see what it looks like. So there you are, and I'll just scroll out a little bit, and so you can see there that there's the previous sliders, and there's the one that we've just uploaded there. I'll replace the original following this presentation. So that gives a good sense for how to upload and resize and create a variant for a banner image, and the same principle applies to all of the other images for all the other features on the website. You'll be able to work that out as you work it through. So the last thing is to have a quick look at the image accessibility guide. So I'll go back to my Google browser, and I'll go to the home page, and I'll go to for staff and scroll down and go to the staff intranet, and I'll go to W for web. And we're into the web support page there, and here is the image accessibility guide. So I'll just open that now and drag it across. So there's a PowerPoint there on image accessibility. Lots of really clear information on what we should be doing and what we should be avoiding doing when formatting images. So I leave you to look at that in your own time, but it's a really good document and it will help to improve the accessibility of your website. So I hope you found that presentation useful. Thank you.